All right, guys. Today's article really grinds my gears because this really hits close to home for me. So for those of you that don't know, I'm an Eagle Scout. I went through Boy Scouts. I went through Cub Scouts. I was in it since the first grade up until the age of 18. Okay, I went through the full experience of Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it, and when I graduated Boy Scouts as an Eagle Scout, I told everyone that I would be coming back and bringing my kids into Boy Scouts to have them also experience this experience because I enjoyed it so much that I wanted my children to experience it as well. But Boy Scouts has been getting their name in the news over the past few years for not good reasons. And then they rebranded a few years ago and did the whole like DEI thing. And then now we'll just get into the article, okay? Because the article kind of covers some of it. But just for point of reference, this article that I got is off of the official Boy Scout website, which they've changed to scouting.org. I remember when it used to be bsa.org. But yeah, let's get into it. Boy Scouts of America to become Scouting America. This rebrand reflects our continuing efforts to welcome everyone to experience the benefits of Scouting. Wow, that sounds great, doesn't it? Irving, Texas, May 7th, 2024. The Boy Scouts of America today announced that it will rebrand to Scouting America, reflecting the organization's ongoing commitment to welcome every youth and family in America to experience the benefits of Scouting. The change will go into effect February 8th, 2025, the organization's 115th anniversary. This announcement also comes as the organization celebrates the 5th anniversary of welcoming girls into Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA programs. Scouting America currently serves more than 176,000 girls and young women across all programs, including over 6,000 who have earned the rank of Eagle Scout. Yeah, all right, that's just blasphemy right there. I'm sorry, that's just blasphemy. It's called Boy Scouts for a reason. And here's the biggest like annoyance for me about this entire freaking article and the entire scouting program in general. Girls were never not allowed into Boy Scouts. I don't know who was telling you that, but they were freaking wrong. I was in it. I would know. While yes, it is true that girls cannot technically become a member in Boy Scouts, I guess now they can. Back when I was in Scouts, girls could not technically become a member of like your Boy Scout troop or your Cub Scout pack. However, if you check on the Boy Scouts websites for the programs that they offer, you'll notice that they offer Scouts BSA, which that previously was because all right, BSA stands for Boy Scouts of America. So the fact that they named it Scouts BSA means that they're now calling the organization Scouts Boy Scouts of America. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, they're trying to be inclusive, but they're just being stupid. But anyways, so you have Boy Scouts at the top right there. I'm going to call it by the names that I know it by because this is just stupid. And then you have Venture Scouts. And if you'll notice, Venture Scouts is co-ed, it says on their website, ages 14 to 20. I don't remember when Venture Scouts started, but Venture Scouts is an offshoot of Boy Scouts. And you cannot have a venturing like troop, like you can't have a venture troop without having a Boy Scout troop because the venture troop is actually like a subsection of a Boy Scout troop, essentially. So while yes, it is true that girls were never technically allowed into Boy Scouts, quote unquote, the truth is girls were always allowed to participate in the same activities as the boys. They just called it venture scouting because venture scouting is co-ed, as you can clearly see here on their website. Not only that, you can continue to participate in venture scouting for 2 years after you graduate from Boy Scouts, essentially. And not only that, Venture Scouts has always been co-ed. I think it was introduced into Boy Scouts back in the 1990s. And yeah, there's been plenty of summer camps. There's been plenty of campouts I've been on where there have been girls there. So do not come at me with the utter lie that girls aren't allowed in Boy Scouts because they are. They just were never allowed the title of Boy Scout because it doesn't make any freaking sense. Now get this, okay? I had a sister and she was in Girl Scouts. But guess what? Me as a boy, there is no way for me to join Girl Scouts in any way whatsoever. I can't even join a subsection of a Girl Scout troop like venturing is to Boy Scouts. That doesn't exist in Girl Scouts, okay? If you have a penis, you are not allowed to enter the Girl Scouts, okay? That's just how it is. So the girls are allowed to have their space, but the boys are not allowed to have their space. because, like, as you could see with all the programs they offer, like when I was in it, it was just Boy Scouts and venturing, and that was, and Sea Scouts. Sea Scouts was a little new back when I was in there, but it still existed, and obviously it's co-ed, and it seems just like a different version of Venture Scouts, but it seems more like it's ocean based or whatever. And then there's this exploring junk. I don't even know what that is. That must be new. I've never heard of it. Nothing about that was ever in any of my scout handbooks or manuals. But all right. Now that we've gotten all of the misinformation out of the way and we've realized that there was actually absolutely zero reason whatsoever to allow girls into Boy Scouts and then to allow them to obtain the rank of Eagle Scout, like, it's just ridiculous because, like, the whole reason Boy Scouts was invented was for fathers and sons to go out in the woods and, learn some survival skills and, have a father-son bonding experience. But, of course, the women have to come in and shut that down because that's toxic masculinity, of course. Anyways, back to the article. Though our name will be new, our mission remains unchanged. We are committed to teaching young people to be prepared for life, says Roger A. Crone, President and Chief Executive Officer of Scouting America. This will be a simple but very important evolution as we seek to ensure everyone feels welcome in Scouting. Well, how did that work out for us, guys? The first time we changed our names from Boy Scouts of America to Scouting BSA, which is just the dumbest name I've ever freaking heard of because you're just repeating yourself at that point. Like, what's the point of the acronym if you're just going to add a word that's already in the acronym to the front of the acronym, but not make it part of the acronym? It completely defeats the purpose of an acronym. And they try and act like their mission is unchanged. But if you go onto the Boy Scout website, okay? If you go onto the Boy Scout website and you click on the About tab, the first thing on the About tab, diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI. That's right. Boy Scouts apparently is all about DEI. And they've even come out with a whole new merit badge to glorify this DEI garbage called the Citizenship and Society Merit Badge, designed to help Scouts learn about different identities and characteristics we each possess, understand different perspectives and experiences, and promote good citizenship in society. That is a word salad. Not only that, like, you guys literally made a merit badge out of what's just supposed to be a Boy Scout. Like, all of those things that they listed for that merit badge are just things that you're supposed to do as a Boy Scout, okay? Like, none of that. Like, if you're not doing any of that, if you have to go take a merit badge to do that, then you're not doing Boy Scouts correctly. Oh my God, guys, this entire thing about this whole merit badge thing was entirely impromptu. I did not plan on talking about this. I literally just came across it on the website and I started reading through the requirements for the merit badge, and this is just absolutely asinine. This is just DEI garbage all over. All right, check this out. So, in the requirements section for this merit badge, number 1, before beginning work on other requirements for this merit badge, A, research the following terms and then explain to your merit badge counselor how you feel they relate to the Scouting Oath and Scout Law. Identities, diversity, equity, equality, inclusion, discrimination, ethical leadership, upstander. Literally, there's just more words to say DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like, this is just woke garbage. Oh, this is what Boy Scouts is now. I will never be sending my kid to Boy Scouts. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my old Scout handbook from back when I was in Boy Scouts before the feminists took it over, and I'm going to go take my kid and my Scout manual out in the middle of the freaking woods and teach my kid the survival skills that I learned so that I don't ever have to take him to the Boy Scouts, because this is garbage. This is garbage. I will never volunteer another hour of my time to this organization, and I will never put my children in it. Not if they're going to continue with this garbage. Yeah, okay, after skimming through the rest of the article, the rest of it's just a word salad. They don't really say anything important. They're just bragging about how many people have been through Boy Scouts and that it's 115 years, and it's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. You guys are a bunch of phonies. You sold out the original meaning of Boy Scouts for this woke DEI garbage, and now you can't get people to sign up for Boy Scouts since you rebranded as Scouting or Scouts BSA, and then changed everything to be woke DEI garbage. And now 5 years after you did that, now nobody wants to join Boy Scouts. Now you guys are panicking like, oh crap, we got to rebrand again. Things aren't going well. Like Boy Scouts has hit record lows in new memberships. And I wonder why, guys. I wonder why. Maybe it's because you're betraying the literal ideals you were supposed to represent. And it makes me sad too, because for those of you that don't know, a majority of the United States presidents are actually Eagle Scouts and went through Boy Scouts of America. And not only our presidents, but a lot of our greatest military leaders throughout some of the greatest, most trivial times of our history were men who graduated from Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts is such an integral part of our American culture that when you graduate as an Eagle Scout, you get a certificate, like, saying that you're a certified Eagle Scout and everything, kind of like a college degree. But the cool part is it's signed by the actual sitting US president at the time. Like, that's how ingrained into our American culture Boy Scouts actually is, that we actually get a piece of paper signed by the actual president when we graduate from Scouts. Like, I think that's pretty cool, even though my Scout certificate has Obama's signature on it. I'm not too worried about that, because when I get to meet Mr. Trump, I'm going to kindly ask him to scratch out Mr. Obama's name and to sign his name instead, and then maybe write a little snarky comment like, ha ha, I'm better, or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, guys, since Boy Scouts of America has abandoned their name, Boy Scouts of America, I think that all of us old school Scouts, when we have kids, we need to just go ahead and start our own scouting organization and just call it Boy Scouts of America. Obviously, they don't want that name anymore because they're calling themselves Scouting America. I mean, they're currently called Scouting BSA, which is just ridiculous, as I've already explained. But they clearly don't want the name Boy Scouts of America, so I think we should just take it from them, because they clearly do not represent what Boy Scouts represents. And on top of that, they don't even want to use the name anymore. They're literally just a bunch of phonies pretending like they're Boy Scouts, and I'm sick and tired of it. We need to get this woke DEI garbage out of Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts needs to be for the boys, okay? Like, like, I'm okay with girls being in Venture Scouts and all that, but when it's a Boy Scout only camp, that means there should only be boys at that camp. But yeah, guys, if you want to help take the wokeness out of Boy Scouts, if you want to help me start a new scouting organization that actually follows the ideals of scouting, then make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to follow me on Rumble.